Morning. I'm on day 3 now of my Uberman polyphasic sleep cycle. I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm feeling great. I'm full of energy. My head is nice and clear, and I feel so much better than I've felt in many, many months when I was just on a monophasic sleep cycle. Usually, 2, 3 weeks ago, I always got into the routine of starting work by 9 o'clock in the morning, but usually when it got to 9, I always felt sluggish. It took me a long time to really get into my day, whereas now I'm sure I could get a load of work done if I actually want to. Although that said, I'm actually going to go out and get some fresh air and get to the gym, because one thing I'm noticing, I'm not really worried about the time. It's just so abundant now. I don't feel, oh my god, I need to get some work done. I can sit back and relax a bit and say, well, I've got so long. I can get it done later, no problem at all. So I think my days are a lot more balanced. I'm doing leisure reading in the daytime, maybe watching a movie, calling friends, and I'm not stressing that, oh my god, I want to get my work out the way before Tick comes home and things like that. So it feels really, really good. I mean, if every day is going to be similar today, there is no way I'm going to go back to monophasic sleeping. I'm more than happy to continue with this. But as I said, it could crash. I could suddenly find that the next few days are when sleep deprivation does catch up with me. One sign, though, that I'm adapting is that in those 20-minute naps, I'm dreaming. And that shows that I'm in REM, rapid eye movement stage, and that is the useful, regenerative, rejuvenative part of the sleep cycle. So from what I understand, everything's going perfectly, and I don't expect I'm going to have any adjustment problems now. It should get easier and easier, and I'm very confident that by the end of the week I'll be well into it, and it's going to become a natural habit for me. So yeah, it's all good news. I got a lot done, lots of reading, and I've done some updates to the Only 4 Hours website. I've added a few more text articles rather than video articles, and I've still got a few more things I'd like to add as well. I went for a swim. I cleared all my emails out, all my business tickets on my ticketing system. I've been talking to friends on different time zones. I've also done some proper work. I've also done some work on Fiverr, making these little $5 jobs every so often. In fact, I did 4 of those yesterday. It took me about 2 hours, but that was just because I was enjoying it and taking my time. It wasn't because I was feeling sluggish or anything like that. I just put a lot more work into it than I really needed to, just because I felt like it. I didn't feel that I had to get it done as quickly as possible. Maybe when I start getting some more gigs coming in, that will change. But for now, I'm enjoying getting the work done, so that's great. I'm saying that I'm on day 3 now. It depends really how you define each day. I'm guessing that I'm at the beginning of day 3 now, even though I actually consider that I started doing things on Sunday. Sunday I didn't actually have any naps. I woke up Sunday morning and just went the full day, and then started my nap, my first ever 20-minute nap at 11:30 at night on that Sunday. So if I write off the Sunday and just consider I've done a full day now of Monday, a full day of Tuesday, so I guess I'm now starting day 3, and yeah, feeling great in doing so. But some people might say I'm actually on day 4. I'll try and keep things consistent now and consider this the beginning of day 3. What else did I want to mention today? Oh yeah, I've had quite a few interesting observations. I don't know if this is typical of other people, but I like them. They're all positive. I'm finding myself getting a lot less lazy. I'm living in Thailand. We've got a wonderful life here where we have a maid who comes in. She comes in for 3 hours, 3 times a week, and it's got me to be quite a slob, really. When I eat, I'll take my bowl and or my plate, and I'll just leave it. I only really move it if I know the maid's not going to be there for another day or so, or if I've got other things I want to be putting on the table next to me. Often when I'm working, I'll turn around and I'll see 3 or 4 teacups, glasses of water, empty glasses and things like that, and I don't tend to bother with them, but I'm finding myself tidying up after myself. I'm cleaning dishes, which is strange for me. Usually what I do is I just pack everything into the sink, tolerate the smell, and just wait until the maid comes along and sorts it all out. So I think it's because I have got the energy. I'm finding, hey, I'm not feeling like I'm trying to be ultra efficient in not taking it back because I want to continue with my work, and I want to make sure I'm not wasting any time at all. And yeah, it's probably a good thing. I'm sure Tick's not going to complain that I'm getting less lazy. Even things like she wanted a yoga mat from the other room yesterday. No problems at all, just going in and getting it. It was completely out of my way, but usually it's something which I'd at least go through in my head and think, oh, I don't want to do that, it's too much work. So yeah, that's a good thing. I've stopped scratching my head when I'm working. I think usually when I did that, it was when I was getting tired or stressed, and I'd sit there and I'd go like this, and it was disgusting if you looked at my keyboard at the end of each day. But I was talking to Barry yesterday, one of my friends, and he was asking me, or I was telling him what changes, and I don't know if you look, my keyboard's up. Yeah, it's spotless now. It looks good as new. So it's quite a nice change. I probably shouldn't be admitting to how disgusting the keyboard had been getting, but I at least don't feel embarrassed when the maid comes and she's tidying around the desk now. I'm also finding I'm not rushing meals. Every day I eat on my own, except for occasional evenings where Tip will be back early, so we'll eat together. But I've always, really for years now, got into the habit of just working in front of or eating in front of the computer. And I've been doing that, maybe watching YouTube videos, reading news articles and things like that, but it wasn't a conscious decision. It just suddenly changed my behaviour yesterday. But I've realised that I can actually eat at my leisure, and I think the reason for that is that I'm not feeling like I'm trying to cram all my work into a small amount of time. I've conquered it. I've got so much of it now that I'm not getting stressed about it, and yeah, I'm just sitting at a proper table to eat instead, not reading, not multitasking, just enjoying my food. So that's always good. But quite strangely, I'm not much of an eater anyway. When I do work, I often just don't really think about food, and because I'm now trying the 6 naps a day and breakfast, lunch, dinner, it all kind of blends into one. So I'm only actually eating when I'm hungry. If I'm having breakfast at 4 a.m, if I'm having an evening meal at 1 a.m, it doesn't really make any difference to me as long as I'm not getting hungry. I weighed myself today though, and this is strange. I've changed my diet. I've pretty much eliminated all carbohydrates except for from vegetables. I'm not having any fructose from fruits. I'm heavier. I don't quite understand it. I've put on about 2 or 3 kilograms. I've hardly been eating. In fact, I made a chicken soup 2 days back, and I've really just been eating that. And we're talking mainly liquid, some carrots, some onions. I've been having spinach with beans, black beans, I can't even remember the type, lots of variety of beans, corn, things like that, but not so much of it either, enough to keep me full. But I'm absolutely amazed that I've been running for hours and hours. It's taken me 7 months to get myself to a consistent weight of about 70 kilograms, and now when I weighed myself before I was 72. Not sure why. I'm not worried about it. I just find it quite fascinating, and I'm just going to monitor that. I don't know if it's because of a change in my diet, a change in my sleep, if it's a combination of both. That's always the disadvantage of making too many radical changes at once. But the fact is, I'm full of energy. I'm sure I'm going to be able to get a good hour's run at the gym today, and an hour's weights and things like that. So I'm not really going to consider that a problem until I run out of energy, or until I start feeling bad. But yeah, seem to be a long way from that. I am finding this week's going very slowly. It's only Wednesday morning, and it feels like I don't know, it feels like maybe it's Friday, maybe even later actually. It just feels like it's so far to go until the weekend. And actually I'm really looking forward to the weekend, because I'll certainly have got all my work out the way. Obviously Saturday's Christmas Day, and I'm not going to have any concerns about work or anything, so I'm going to have what's going to feel like a massive weekend, the kind of weekend which would probably be equivalent of 4 days for mere mortal people. I'm going to get 4 days worth of weekend just into those 2, so I'm looking forward to that. Although by then I don't know what I'll be doing for my leisure, because I'm doing that as well as my work now. One really nice thing which I noticed today, and this is the number one advantage so far for me, aside from the fact that I've got this great energy, is that Tick surprised me. She came back early from work yesterday, and I think she was back at 5 o'clock. Usually what would happen is she'd walk in, I'd be sitting in front of the computer, I'd say, hey dear, give me a few minutes, I've just got to finish this email. I'd kind of reluctantly finish my email, get up, give Tick a hug, get back to the computer. And I said, look, I'm sorry, I've got a few things to do at the moment. Can you give me, I don't know, maybe an hour? And then in an hour, we'd usually maybe eat together, we'd watch a TV series, maybe The Good Wife, or Tick would watch Desperate Housewives on her own sometimes, Modern Family, a few things like that, either an hour or 30 minutes. And then after that, now Tick's 8 months pregnant, she'll go back, or she'll get an early night, she'll go to sleep, maybe 9 o'clock, and then I'll go back to the computer and work. Usually by 11 o'clock I'm tired, but yesterday she came back at 5. I just said, nope, I can completely dedicate my time to you because I'm just not worried about work. I know that I can do that from 11:30 once she's fast asleep. So we went down to the pool, we watched Sense and Sensibility, which I've been putting off watching for ages, and I enjoyed it. We both just sat reading together. In fact, we even went to bed to read in bed together as well. I was a bit nervous as to whether I'd feel too sleepy and would have trouble getting out of bed, but it was just nice spending a whole evening being in the same room as each other, relaxing or doing things together, because usually we tend to have to leave that until the weekends. I always say to Tick, really, Monday to Friday we just need to leave separate lives because we're both very busy with different things. So I really felt proud of myself that I could be with my wife. I could be the supporting husband in her last month of pregnancy without getting stressed about it. So yeah, that was great. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to getting started with my day. I'm going to have a nice spinach and salsa and egg and beans and everything breakfast. After that, when the maid arrived, I'm going to head off and go to the gym, and I'll keep you informed as to how I do if I end up crashing and burning later. But no, I don't think I'm going to. I think it's going to be a good day, so I'll be in touch soon. Bye.